Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, or whatever ungodly hour you find yourself listening. We are the Bards Against Humanity, here to strum your loot and absolutely wreck your ear holes. So prepare for a podcast that'll hit harder than a nat one in bed, because we're coming in your ear.
That's right. Today, of course, there is myself, Leo, yo, and of course our beautiful intro from our lovely Dan.
Hello. I noticed that you say yo-yo as your intro. Nearly every time.
Nearly. The concept is, the trick is nearly. It's how you spook them.
That's me. Hello. It's, I think, one of the other ones.
Well, besides from my laptop smoking on fire, we are here to talk about the Celestial Patron, the next subclass of the Warlock.
Exactly. And we'll hopefully do it before Leo's laptop just decides to absolutely explode. All right, let's get into it.
Or die. This could be a speed round. Pow, pow, pow. Who knows?
Pow, pow, pow.
But
Spell
we
it.
have the
Bonus
energy.
cantrip. Other subclass effects. Hoorah! It's
So,
probably the best way to do it.
Nah, it's far more panicked. That's very lazy fair. That's you've missed a boss, but there's one in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So, what the Celestial Patron is, your pact draws upon the upper planes. This is not like Emirates or Etihad, not like Ryanair or Aer Lingus. Sorry.
The real
I'm laughing at
bougie
my own
airlines.
Oh, fuck. I'll start that again.
No, that's okay. That's
Just-
really funny.
just caught myself off guard. All right. Your pact draws upon the upper planes, the realms of everlasting bliss. You might encounter an agreement with an
Empyrean.
and
Waddle.
a sphinx, a unicorn, or another heavenly entity. Or you might call on numerous such beings. As you pursue goals aligned with theirs, your pact allows you to experience a hint of the holy light that illuminates the multiverse. Thank you for helping me with those really weird words.
You're welcome. It's okay. I am familiar with the weird words. I had to find somewhere to get them phonetically spelled.
I'll be honest with you. If those words that I made you say, if they came up to me in Scrabble and was like, well, it's a word, I'd call bullshit and request a dictionary ASAP.
Super fair. Super fair. That's fair. Well, why don't you take us on into what we get at the beginning of your Celestial Pact?
Okay, so obviously we get our celestial spells level 3. The magic of your patron ensures you always have certain spells ready. When you reach Warlock level, you'll have the list prepared. So at level 3, you have Aid, Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, Lesser Restoration, Light and Sacred Flame. In level 5, you'll have Daylight and Revivify. Level 7, you have Guardian of Faith and Wall of Fire. Level 9, you have Greater Restoration, and of course, Summon Celestial. Now, in 2014, you did get less spells. Of course, they did it with spell level rather than Warlock level, which is still stupid, and I'll say it every goddamn time. So for first level, you get Cure Wounds and Guiding Bolts. At second level, you'd have Flaming Sphere and Lesser Restoration. Third, Daylight and Revivify. 4, Guardian of Faith and Wall of Fire. 5, Flame Strike and Greater Restoration. Of course, there are some new spells that are so you no longer have Flame Strike, you have Summon Celestial instead, along with Aid and Light as part of the other spells that you'll now have pre-prepared, which make more sense if I'm being brutally honest. They just make more sense.
And I will point you to 2014's bonus cantrip section where they do actually give you Light and Sacred Flame. Unfortunately, so Light's not new, but it's just now bumped in with the spells.
Well, it is a spell. Fuck yourself. It is in a different category in my notes.
And like with the Archfey Warlock subclass we covered last week, the main difference between the spell list for the old and updated Celestial Patron is that beforehand it was just an expanded spell list to choose from. Now these spells are always going to be prepared for you with the 2024 update.
Yeah, which is going to be super handy. of course, they've also actually gotten rid of Flaming Sphere as well from 2014. You no longer have it in 2024. For some reason, very fiery.
Yeah, because I think the whole thing of like
celestially.
heavenly fire and retribution being the main thing.
When I think of heaven, I do not think of heavenly fire.
What was is it the Seraphim were the warriors of heaven? Like you'd smite from the heavens? Was it the Seraphim I'm thinking of?
Sure. It could be.
I need to brush up on my
comment section.
I gotta brush up on my biblical stories.
Yeah, you fucking douche. Comment section below. Is it Seraphim? How do you spell it? Who knows?
Actually, yes. Can someone please fill us in if it's Seraphim? If it's Seraphim, we're the warriors of heaven. That would be amazing. Thank you. We love you, little bardlings.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Why are they little bardlings? Why not big bardlings?
We're the big bards.
Oh. Damn right I am.
We're the big boy bards.
Sounds like the worst band you've ever seen. We're definitely in a tribute band, but I just don't know for who. Tenacious D, maybe?
Tenacious D tribute band, and we're called the Big Boy Bards.
It checks out.
Yeah. Our acronym is just a slaughter.
Anyway, what else do you get at level 3, Dan?
What else do you get at level 3? Similar to 2014, you have a thing called Healing Light. We'll go over 2014's first. So of course, back then, you got it at first level. Hooray. So Healing Light back then was you gain the ability to channel celestial energy to heal wounds. A pool of d6s that you spend to fuel this healing, and the number of dice in this pool equals 1 plus your warlock level. So minimum, you'll have 2, maximum 21, which is nice. So as a bonus action, you can heal 1 creature you can see within 60 feet, spending dice from this pool. The maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. Roll the dice you spend, add them together, and restore a number of hit points equal to the total. You regain all expended dice when you finish a long rest. Now, so you gain the same number of dice in 2024, except you get this ability at level 3. So the number of dice equals 1 plus your warlock level. So once again, this one will be a minimum of 4 to a maximum still of 21. And still, as a bonus action, you can heal yourself or 1 creature you can see within 60 feet of yourself. Yourself actually is a new addition to it. Beforehand, you couldn't heal yourself, which is interesting. The maximum number of dice you can spend at once equals your charisma modifier still. So you roll the dice you expend and restore hit points equal to the roll's total. And once again, they recharge on a long rest. It just means that you don't need Healing Word because you got one built in.
Damn right. I actually, personally, I don't mind it. Not also, by the way, not massively fire related. Crazy that.
Yeah, it's almost as if they wanted to paint the upper deities as slightly heavenly. And interestingly enough, a lot of the celestial-based enemies that you can find in D&D have fire-related spells like Flame Strike.
No, do you know what? I like the change that you're able to use it. That you're able to heal yourself as well. It's a nice little addition. I like it.
Yeah. So not only can you sling Eldritch Blast, you can also heal your allies and yourself at the same time.
As a bonus action. Club, exactly. Loving it. Drinking it up.
Drinking it up. All right, Leo, what's the next one?
Go. Everybody now. Go. So the next one.
Why do I feel like that's like a Weird Al version of the song?
I feel like it should be.
It should be.
If it's not, so
we're writing him an email.
So, a strongly worded one.
Yeah.
So at level 6, you actually get something called Radiant Soul. So back in 2014, your link to the Celestial allows you to serve as a conduit for radiant energy. You have resistance to radiant damage, and when you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire, obviously, you can add your charisma modifier to 1 radiant or fire damage roll of that spell against one of its targets. Right, so that's 2014. And then in 2024, it's this. So it allows you to serve as a conduit for radiant energy. Sound familiar? You have resistance to radiant damage. Sound familiar? Once per turn, when you cast a spell that deals radiant or fire damage, you can add your charisma modifier to that spell's damage against one of the spell's targets. Does it sound familiar? Because it is.
does.
It's exactly the same.
But what doesn't sound familiar is you refer to one of the spells as smells.
Well,
Charisma modifier to that smells damage.
yeah, dude. Wafty. It's a wafty radiant damage.
Yeah. All you're thinking about is the smoke that came from your laptop, and now the smell is just on your mind.
It's on my mind. It's in my room. It's everywhere.
It's on the floor, it's in the walls, it's on the ceiling.
I mean office because I'm an adult who has an office. Yeah. We'll edit that part out.
I'm an adult who has an office. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. I quite like it as an ability. Coming back to it, I do like it as an ability. It works. I like to hope that it continues on with the radiant. Of course, it had to reference fire. Which one is Eldritch Blast? That's radiant, isn't it? Normally.
No, it's force normally. There are some.
Oh, it's force. That's right.
The subclasses can change the damage, I think. I should know.
Yeah,
this.
there's
We've
some.
covered enough of them by now.
I know. I nearly didn't want to bring it up because we should know.
We really should know. We'll do our homework in between sessions, and I'll put it in the comments like a big boy.
Yeah. Nah,
when I'm editing this episode, I'll just put in like a little do. Editor Dan here to clarify that my dumbass actually is incorrect.
Here's the thing about Eldritch Blast. So, that's disappointing because I thought maybe for a moment it would have been radiant damage, but I guess not. Potentially works very well with some of the other spells because what are we, level 6? So you'd have Daylight and Revivify. Oh, we're not doing too much there. Wall of Fire might come.
You got Sacred Flame, Guiding Bolt.
That's true.
You can also choose Scorching Ray, I think, as a Warlock.
Yeah.
You've got
options. It's not, you got options.
Free damage is free damage. And 1 resistance is also nice. It's a pretty middle of the road ability. I'm not gonna lie. You're not mad it's there. You're certainly happy you have it. Basically, an extra resistance is always nice. Not that many things deal radiant damage,
but you're ready for when they do.
You're ready. Absolutely ready, and you can heal off the resistant damage you take anyway.
Yeah, you could also just use the bonus action with that whole healing line. So
yeah, you really can.
I don't know. I about to say the charisma modifier. You're likely going to have a +3. I know. For me, I'm forever optimizing to a degree, but normally you have at least one +3 ability, +3 stat. So you put 16 into something. It's probably going to be charisma for a warlock.
Yeah.
So yeah, I about to say a +3 damage is always delightful. I won't. There's no slander going on here. It's just fine. It's just fine. Would I like it to be better? 100%. Do I understand why it's not? Also yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. That is accurate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the whispery part of this podcast.
The ASMR channel.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows when it'll come out? Ooh.
Who knows? I forgot.
Ew. So damn, what do we get at level 10?
All right, so level 10, name is still the same. You get Celestial Resistance. So 10th level, it used to be that you gain temporary hit points whenever you finish a short or long rest. These temporary hit points equal your Warlock level plus Charisma mod. Additionally, you could choose 5 creatures that you can see, up to 5 creatures, that you can see at the end of the rest. And those creatures each gain temporary hit points equal to half your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier. And it's gotten a small little update. So now the change is that whenever you use your magical cunning feature as well or finish a long or short rest, you gain those temporary hit points equal to your Warlock plus Charisma modifier. Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier. You can still choose up to 5 creatures that you can see when you gain those temporary hit points, and they gain temp HP equal to half your Warlock level plus Charisma modifier. So you have extra opportunity to gain temporary hit points. So if you lose them in between your long or short rest, use your magical cunning, which gives you back your pack magic slots equal to half your Warlock level rounded up, and you gain a fairly hefty amount of temporary hit points.
Yeah, at this stage, I'll say we're working out your charisma modifier is more than likely going to be a +3, so this is +8 temporary hit points?
13.
13? Yeah, but it's half your Warlock, no?
Not for the Warlock themselves. For the Warlock,
Oh.
it's equal to your Warlock level plus your Charisma modifier. For
Yes.
the other up to 5 creatures, it's half the Warlock level plus
Yes,
Charisma
no,
mod.
I was thinking of the masses. My apologies.
The Masters
Also,
get the 8,
I'd like to,
Warlock gets the 13.
I also like to actually you, Dan. So I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Actually, in 2024, it's called Celestial Resilience, not Resistance.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I just autocorrected because I saw the two things that look
Yeah.
similar. So I went Resistance.
They look super similar,
They really do.
but also shove a fat one inside you.
I
Orifice of
don't
your
think I
choice.
will.
But yeah, I've given you the orifice of choice. I can pick for you if you'd prefer.
Well, I can make a lovely chicken wrap in a while and eat that. And that fulfills your request. You said orifice of choice. I'm shoving in a giant chicken wrap. I'm good with that.
So now, what if we take that wrap, but we change the orifice? We put it in reverse order.
So you want me to South Park the wrap?
Yes. Dude, come on. Do you not have that kind of control? Do you not do enough Kegels? Are you not doing your
No,
Kegels?
I don't do enough Kegels to shove food up my ass and shit out my mouth. I talk enough shit already to do that.
So I see you've already had a chicken wrap up the bum.
No,
Up the booty hole, if you will.
I have not. I am just so very acutely aware that it is impossible.
Technically, by the way, I assume you can shove it up, but it's just not going a massive distance. Spade a spade.
No, and it might be a trip to the ER.
Do you think?
Maybe.
You shove a chicken?
Wow,
How sharp
really,
is this
I really
shit?
showed I've been watching a lot of Yankee Doodle shows that I said ER instead of A&E.
Yeah, ER. You gotta go to ER.
Yeah. Myself and Rach have been
Not
binging
ER.
House as of late.
Oh, really? I watched. Tell you what, I saw a small skit. Me and my mom were big into it, into House for like the first season. Then we were like, oh, what happens in the next season? And it's the exact same thing that happened in the first season. If you're feeling like, oh, a new season of House has come out, I assume it's been stopped now. It has like 10 seasons.
8.
It
And it's
needed to
definitely
be stopped.
Yeah.
Thank God. You can pick that shit up at season 3, guys. You will not miss anything. Big mystery thing happens. Illness. Yeah. We've got time. I'll give you a little synopsis of what happens in every single House episode. Patient comes in ill. House doesn't give a shit. Then other doctor can't figure out. House suddenly cares. They try something. He gets worse. Or you know what? It's progressive. They get worse. Then he goes back to everyone, his little trio, with the blonde guy who wants to suck him off, the woman who's supposed to be the love interest but is the dullest character, and then the other guy who just questions him the whole time. And then come the end of the episode, they figured it all out because House, Roadhouse.
Forgot one important part of the skit.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Someone always suggests lupus, and it's never lupus.
I see you are familiar with what I'm talking about. For me, after seeing that, I couldn't.
I'm just there for the banter, specifically the banter
I see.
between House and Wilson. That's what I'm there for.
Fair. I actually watched. I was about to say the actor of Wilson actually also did the Dead Poet Society. He played like the main guy. Very weird movie. It's said to be an absolute classic, but it was a fairly good movie up until like the final 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Because I think it's a relatively long film. I think it's like a 2 hour long film, which for whenever it was released, I want to say 1992, was long. And he plays the main guy. Little fun fact for you.
Nice.
I would not recommend Dead Poet Society, but you know what I would recommend? Dan going through level 5. Actually, no, it's my turn. I recommend Leo going through level 14.
Yeah. Come on, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Don't pass the work off, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, I don't know how much editing I can do when my laptop's on fire. Might have to pass the work on then. All
It's
right.
okay.
I cry so often. So, level 14, you get Searing Vengeance in 2014. So, the radiant energy you channel allows you to resist death. When you have to make a death saving throw at the start of your turn, you can instead spring back to your feet with a burst of radiant energy. You regain hit points equal to half your hit point maximum, and then you stand up if you so choose. Each creature of your choice that is within 30 feet of you takes radiant damage equal to 2d8 plus your charisma modifier and is blinded until the end of the next turn. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again for the until you finish a long rest. And in 2024, it is also called Searing Vengeance. So when you or an ally within 60 feet of you is about to make a death saving throw, you can unleash your radiant energy to save the creature. The creature regains hit points equal to half its hit point maximum and can end the prone condition on itself. Each creature of your choice that is within 30 feet of the creature takes radiant damage equal to 2d8 plus your charisma modifier, and each has the blinded condition until the end of the current turn. And once again, you can't use this again until you have finished a long rest. Now, there is
what I would consider a perfect capstone ability for this class.
Big time. This is just perfect. Like you've been probably trying to gear out your Revivify since level 5, and now at level 14, you can just do it yourself. It brings very much. I don't need to. We're not taking the shopping in 2 trips. We're doing it in 1. It gives that kind of energy, you know.
Yeah.
This is actually probably one of the best level 14s for a subclass that we've seen in a while. For me anyway. The fact that you can now also do it for an ally is huge.
Oh, it's massive. It's
huge. Within 60 feet. That's so fair.
It's one of the largest sources of burst healing I think you'll get in D&D, aside from heal or mass heal.
Like it's just broken, I feel.
I wouldn't say it's broken. It's a once per long rest. Bring one creature back from death to half their hit point maximum, which could end up being, like, say, entirely pivotal. Like your main damage dealer could be gone, could be down. Leo's fighter could be on the ground, which never usually happens, but when they are, Celestial Warlock's got your back. I said, and you die when I say you die. You're not done. You owe me $20.
And $20 is $20.
$20 is $20. I'm keeping tabs. There's interest on this shit.
But like normally, but it's gonna be like you said, it's gonna be very rare that the rogue goes down, unless 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be your front guy, and your front guy is gonna have tough. Normally, anyway, they're gonna have like tough. They're gonna have durable. It's gonna be wild that they were down in the first place, and they're gonna have such a huge pool. Like at later levels, like at level 20, this still slaps, and it slaps hard, which is why I like it so much. Which is why I think it's a little bit broken. But to be fair, I don't think any other part of this class is. So it's earned it. It's paid its dues, and it's earned having such a broken subclass capstone ability.
Yeah. Like this is most definitely like a support warlock subclass. You're not going to be someone that I can see this. You definitely won't be playing front lines with Warlock. I don't think you're taking Pact of the Blade as a Celestial Warlock unless unless actually that could be a really cool like thematic thing to take, because imagine a tanking Warlock with the Thirsting Blade and Devouring Blade invocations to have 3 attacks, getting off like different smites with their Pact magic spell slots, healing their allies from up front, and then if they die, they come back. Actually, now that I'm seeing this, I really want to try play a Pact of the Blade Celestial Warlock, because at that point you're just playing a Solar. Player character form, you're playing a Solar.
I think for me there are just so many other even last week's episode, the Archfey patron would be a better patron for what you're describing. I know it's a bit fucking bonkers and you're really vibing with that. I know you, Dan. I know you were. But I think objectively, funnily enough, for me, this was actually very null as a subclass. This level 14 has really saved it, especially in rating in my eyes.
Yeah, I think that.
You know, and also having the blinded condition. There's no save. You're just blinded, which I think is huge. And the fact that you get to choose who's blinded and who takes the damage. So huge. There's no detriment to this ability. but there's not much else. Like, obviously, we're gaining a lot of hit points. Yes, we're gaining a lot of hit points. Sorry, I heard me say that out loud, and it just didn't make a lot of sense. But no, you're healing yourself, you're healing other people with your abilities, and that's fine, but we're not doing massive amount of healing, and it might be a difficulty scaling up, because obviously your charisma modifier is only going to go to +5 maximum. I don't think there's... I think you can use certain books, but there's no, like, belt of charisma.
I get you.
Mustache of charisma. Or would it be more of perm? Who's the painter? Bob what? Bob Ross?
I love
there's
how
no
those
hairstyle
tangents
of
were
Bob Ross.
very related in your mind, right? But listening to that thought process be actually vocalized was a wild experience for me. It's like, oh yes, very charismatic. The mustache of charisma. Or would it be more of a perm? What's that painter guy? Bob what? You hear how that sounds out loud?
It makes so much sense to me. I don't see an issue with that whatsoever. What's funny is that I will
wild tangent strain, just like of like all these different connecting roads that you took.
And what's even worse is that I initially, when I said mustache, I thought of like Magnum PI, and I'm like, maybe not him. What about Bob Ross? Obviously,
the mustache of charisma. No.
Good.
How about the afro of charisma? Now that's a hairdo.
Yeah. I actually do that quite a bit in just normal life, and I'll end up with these. I'll go from A to 7. And people be like, how did you get there? And I have no issue explaining it, because for me, it makes so much sense. I'm like, you know that Wikipedia game where you would have to try and go from Ariana Grande to the Suez Canal crisis, and how many connections can you go in? That is literally what I'm doing. Yeah. That's literally just how I think on a daily basis, if I'm being brutally honest.
It's the definition of train of thought, right? But you've had a load of stations you had to stop at to get onto a new train.
Choo choo.
Anyway,
we were going northbound, eastbound, and then southbound.
Exactly. Trains of thought aside, though, what would you rate Celestial Warlock out of 10?
That one really pulls it out for me. I want to give it... So what did I give Archfey? I'd like to remain some form of consistent. I think I gave it a 7 or... 7 or an 8 maybe. I gave it a 7. I'll give this a 6. I think without level 14 it's like a 5. Oh no, 7. We're giving it a 7. Or Searing Vengeance really pulls it out from a 5, but it's very good. Just overall, it's very good. What do you think?
I'm giving out so many 7s. Like 7 apparently is like my baseline for average at this point, when it should really be 5. I want to rate this subclass so like much higher than I'm going to, just because of the idea of playing a Solar is really cool. The subclass works really well with itself. Okay. It's probably one of its handiest features that you're going to use quite consistently is Healing Light. Unless you're choosing to use other spells or cantrips, most of what you're probably going to end up doing is Eldritch Blast anyway. That Radiant Soul isn't really going to do that much for you, especially since Sacred Flame as a cantrip, it's save or suck, because that's the usual ways when cantrips require a saving throw. They either save and take no damage or fail and take all the damage. There's not like spells where you take at least a little bit of bleed through with resisted damage. Celestial Resilience is really, really good. It's basically the inbuilt version of Inspiring Leader. No one's ever going to complain about that. So if you were thinking that you might need to take Inspiring Leader, you might want to hold off until level 10 when you get Celestial Resilience.
Fuck it, take it. Do what you want.
Fucking take it. Just have, but temp HP doesn't stack.
All the temporary hit points. God, talk to your DM, ask for it to stack. Say pretty please.
Say pretty please. Searing Vengeance is just so good, and it really fits with the whole Warrior of the Heavens vibe that I'm picturing in my mind, that I really want to play. Too bad I'm the next DM.
Yeah, but you are.
Considering I have to think about the average length of a campaign taking you only maybe as far as Celestial Resilience, I have to give it a 6 alongside Archfey. Both have their own utility, both have their own instances of like class identity that makes them really great. It has a cool spell list that they can choose, not that they can choose from, but that they have prepared for them. Summon Celestial is always going to be really cool. But taking into account, especially for you guys that are listening, when your campaigns probably don't go past level 10, level 12, I'd have to give it a 6. If I'm talking about just as a whole, the character concepts I come up with in my mind, it's an 8. Because I have ideas for BBEGs just from this subclass already, which is fantastic. But I'm going to have to stick with my guns and say 6. I would put this on the same pedestal as Archfey.
That's fair. That's fair. I actually kind of didn't take into. Normally I do, but I'm going to keep my 7. But you're dead right. Where most campaigns do end at like level 12, maybe level 13. But yeah.
It's a lovely utility class. It provides really nice healing, provides really nice utility, especially with the spells it has prepared. It's just not that level of oomph that we've gotten from other subclasses from early on upwards. Don't get me wrong. That burst healing that they can do from level 3 onwards is great. I'm not discounting that whatsoever. It's just consistent 6. It's a nice subclass. Nothing absolutely special. Except for that 14th level ability. That's crazy.
It's so good. It's so good. But I think, dear listeners, that brings us to the end of another session where the dice are hard, the jokes are harder, and our standards are at an all-time low. If you enjoyed, I finally messed up the outro, motherfucker.
You've done it before. If you enjoyed Hooray!
That's right. We celebrate when the other one fails, but only for a small time.
Yes, I do.
If you enjoyed this if you enjoyed this chaos, be sure to follow and subscribe. And if not, at least we finished, even if you didn't. Goodbye. And just in case it does actually happen, if Leo's laptop does decide to blow up and everything, we'll put a GoFundMe in the comments. You guys can donate whatever the fuck to get Leo a new laptop. I think it might just be the battery.
It might be.